और जनाब, अगर आपने हीरे को तराशा ही नहीं तो उस हीरे के असली मोल को तो आपने पहचाना ही नहीं। वैसे भी सिर्फ ब्रांड बनाने से बात नहीं बनती है। ब्रांड को लोकल से ग्लोबल बनाना ज़रूरी है, और ऐसा करना अब आसान है अमेज़ॉन के साथ। Skillmatics is a Mumbai-based educational and STEM toys company founded by Dhwanil Sheth, who initially started off on Amazon India and quickly started dominating the educational games category. They joined Amazon Global Selling in 2018, and in the span of 1 year, 2019-20 alone, they sold more than 1 million units, and they were recently ranked amongst the top brands across the entire toys and games category on Amazon USA. Today, Skillmatics has grown into a strong 100+ member team, a brand that became the #1 educational game to be sold on Amazon within the first 6 months, and then broke records to become the first Indian brand to be stocked globally by an iconic toy store. To speak more about this, joining us today is Dhwanil Sheth, founder and CEO, Skillmatics.
Hi, my name is Dhwanil and I'm the founder of Skillmatics. The agenda of my talk today is how to go global with Amazon. Before we get started, let me start by saying that I truly believe that it is the best time for Indian entrepreneurs to take their brands global. Historically, tapping developed markets like the US and Europe has been extremely difficult and has had significant barriers for Indian companies. However, today we live in a completely different world. With technology, social media, and platforms like Amazon, each and every one of you can sell directly to consumers anywhere in the world. And so, over the course of this talk, I hope to share the learnings from our journey with Skillmatics and learn from all the mistakes that we made so that each and every one of you can take your companies and your brands global as well. Let me start by giving you an introduction into what we do at Skillmatics. Skillmatics started with a dream of building a global brand from India in the toy and game category. Skillmatics makes completely 100% made in India products that are designed to help children build skills through the joy of play. Our dream is that over a period of time, parents worldwide can trust Skillmatics for high quality products that they know they can count on to educate and engage their children. We started up in 2017 and when we did, looking back, we had no idea what we were doing. We were a founding team of 3 members, each of us in our early to mid 20s. We had no clue about product design, manufacturing, sales, marketing, finance. All of these concepts were completely alien to us. We, over the course of the last 3.5 years, have made many mistakes and have faced many challenges like any startup has. Of all the challenges that we faced, perhaps the biggest was, how do we go global? Being young, we were perhaps a bit naive in dreaming that we could build a global brand. And actually, when we tried to do it, we realized that there were significant barriers to us reaching consumers in developed markets. We found that the only way we could do it was by taking part in extremely expensive international trade fairs. We spent the first year of our business trying to earn enough money to potentially afford a booth at one of these fairs. And after 18 months of extremely hard work, we did finally land at one of the most prestigious toy and game fairs in the world. What we found though was extremely modest success at this fair, and there were a multiple number of factors that were held against us. Firstly, we were young, and so A lot of the institutional wholesalers and retailers didn't really take us seriously. Two, we were Indian, and in the global industry, Chinese manufacturers dominate over 90% of the world's toy and game manufacturing. And three, people would not focus their efforts on our products or focus their attention on our products despite it being completely innovative. And of the three, perhaps that was the most frustrating for us. So we came back to India, and around that time, we noticed that Amazon had launched a program called the Amazon Global Selling Program. And as we looked into it further, it had everything that we could have potentially imagined. Firstly, it allowed us to directly sell our products to consumers. And we truly believed that consumers would love our products, and we didn't have to count on a buyer or a wholesaler deciding whether our products was worthy enough. The consumer would decide. The second thing is that it had a much smaller requirement of capital. We didn't have to manufacture large quantities or ship container loads of product. We could start with smaller shipments and test out products with consumers. And this was a complete game changer for Skillmatics. Ever since we launched on the Amazon Global Selling Program, our growth has been off the charts. And in the last 2.5 years, we've expanded from just a handful of products to now over 50 products. We've grown from selling in one country to now over 25 countries, and we've sold over 3 million products till date. Out of all the milestones that we've hit, perhaps one that's closest to my heart is when we hit the #1 rank in the entire toy and game category on Amazon.com in the US. This was particularly important to me because we have proven that a made in India toy brand can be the best in the world. And I hope that this actually inspires many more sellers from India to put India on the global map as well. Another, I would say, follow up from our success on Amazon was the introductions to retailers which were previously extremely hard to get. All of these retailers started to see our success and now were approaching us directly. This year, Skillmatics will roll out across 20,000 global retailers, including iconic names like Walmart and Target. This is putting us perhaps in one of the very few Indian brands in any category who've been able to achieve such a large global rollout. I want to now take you through the 5 biggest lessons that I have learned when it comes to taking your brand global and scaling it on Amazon. The first and the most important, and I know this is cliche, is listen to your consumers. Very early on, we realized that the founding value of Amazon was listening to your consumers. And if we internalize that value ourselves as a company, we would align ourselves to the platform and have the highest probability of succeeding. And this has been, without a doubt, the biggest factor that has driven our success as well as continuing growth. Now, what do I mean by listen to your consumers, right? When you sell online, you are flooded with data from consumers. When you sell on Amazon, you get consumer reviews, consumers ask you questions directly, you get tons of feedback on how consumers are responding to your paid ads, how they react to the marketing collaterals that you put up. All of these inputs, it is imperative that you collect and continuously analyze on a daily basis. As you grow global, you will naturally face a challenge because none of us are American, for assuming you're going first to the US market. And it is even more important that we listen to the consumers because we're solving for a completely different market, one which we cannot intrinsically identify with. And it is through this process that we have learned and adapted our marketing strategy as well as our products to better suit our customers' needs. And let me give you an example. we make children's products, right? And we had a product that was related to food, and we would in one of our learning resources, we were describing a food as hot. And when our content team, when you think of hot in India, you think garam, but in America that's not the case. Hot means spicy. And it's small examples like this that you will learn 100 times over when you go global, because each market has a very nuanced consumer taste and preference, and it's never consistent across the world. Today we operate in multiple markets, India, the US, Australia, and we now have products that are actually customized to each of those respective markets. So if you get a Skillmatics products in America, they will be designed in American English, versus if you buy a Skillmatics product in India or in the UK, you will have it being designed in British English. And depending on the category that you're in, it's very important that you continuously factor in consumer tastes and preferences, constantly listen to their feedback, and never stop iterating both your product as well as your marketing strategy. The second big lesson we learned, and it's something that is a very strong focus for us, is to continuously focus on building your brand. It's very easy to try and be like a trader. You buy products and you sort of just try and resell them on Amazon. While that approach may in the short term yield results, I personally do not believe it is sustainable in the longer term. In the longer term, the only moat or the only strong defense that you can build for your business is to build an enduring brand in the minds of your target segment. And Amazon is a fantastic platform because it allows you to, also undertake a lot of initiatives that are more driven towards building brands. So whether that's sponsored brands, whether that's participating in branded events or promotions, I would encourage all of you to think longer and long term and try and start investing in brand as early as possible. The ripple effect of that is that as you grow your business and launch newer products, you will start to see people adopting them faster because there's greater familiarity with your brand as a whole. And so while it does take a little bit of gumption to make some of these brand investments because they don't pay off immediately, over a longer period of time, and at least in our limited experience, we found it to be extremely rewarding. The third lesson that we learned is it's important to innovate and not copy. I know that Asian countries in general have a tendency of not focusing on innovation but focusing more on, can I make this in a more cost-effective way? I personally believe that strategy may not work in most categories in the global market, and let me explain why. In our experience, Skillmatics operated in the toy and game industry. On one hand, we had large legacy American brands with billions of dollars of revenue and very strong brand names. On the other hand, we had a bunch of Chinese manufacturers and sellers, each of whom without a doubt had more favorable cost structures than we did. So neither did we have the brand, neither did we have the cost structure. And so what we decided to do was, hey, let's innovate. Let's create something that no one else is bringing to the market. And this connects back to the first point that I said, that when you listen to your consumers, you will start to understand them better, and I would say the innovative spirit in your organization gets fueled, and you're more likely to create products that consumers truly want. And I think that's helped us stand out in a very competitive market. And so I would encourage all of you, irrespective of which category you're in, bring something new to the market, because the benefit of these markets is that they're very large. And if you do bring something new and innovative, you will see adoption like fly off from the very beginning. And I'll give you our personal example, right? Our best-selling product today now has almost 12,000 reviews. and there are probably like maybe 150 toys and games on the entire Amazon platform that have that sort of review count. And that's purely driven by the fact that it was differentiated from the rest of the market. And so I would encourage all of you to invest in coming up with something innovative and differentiated so that your company and brand can stand out and win globally. The next big lesson I would like to talk about is about embracing opportunity. Amazon is a trove of opportunity, and as you go through your journey on Amazon, you will constantly be finding yourself abreast with new and new opportunity. When we initially started selling on India, then Amazon opened up this global selling program. Then when we launched in the global selling program in one market, then Amazon gave us the opportunity to sell in other markets. And so what I'm trying to say is that, look, when you are in the Amazon ecosystem, you will get a lot of opportunity in various shapes and forms. Be alert to it. Be a little bit risk-taking and open-minded, because it's very easy to be resistive to new ideas or new change. But I would encourage all of you, one of the biggest benefits of Amazon is that you can try something with relatively limited cost. And so I would encourage each and every one of you that when an opportunity does come your way, and trust me, as you do well on Amazon, many opportunities will come your way. Please take them up. Based on at least our limited experience, a majority of these opportunities will work and will translate into significant business results for you and your company. The last piece of advice I want to leave you with is invest in people and build a strong team. When we started out, we were 3 20-year-olds and we thought we could do everything. But as we've grown our business and our company, we found that having a strong team is of utmost importance. And more than just hiring people and expanding your manufacturing, I mean, we've grown from 3 people to now over 200. But I think what's more important is actually ensure you're building the right specialized capabilities that is important to succeed on Amazon globally. And these are capabilities that are often overlooked. Branding, marketing, performance marketing, product design. These are newer age capabilities and skill sets that is extremely important to succeed in an online world. And for those of you who are traditionally more in the offline world, it is absolutely imperative that you build these capabilities for you to succeed in not only Amazon in the US, but across all their markets globally. Thank you, Amazon, for giving us this incredible Sambhav platform to share Skillmatics' story with such a large audience. We owe all our success to Amazon and the fantastic global selling program that they have designed. I truly believe that this is the ultimate game changer for Indian entrepreneurs, and is the platform each and every one of us needs to take our companies and brands global. And so my final message to all the sellers listening in is this: dream big. This is a platform unlike any other. Leverage this opportunity and take your companies, your brands, and your products global. I am confident that Made in India can be the best in the world. And it is up to each and every one of us to take our products global and make India proud on the world stage. Thank you for your time. Thank you very much.